Hello. What's going on? How's everybody doing?
Uh,
You happy about tonight?
I've had a very annoying week of wrestling. Y'all, you fans almost made me this is every week now. Y'all really, I'm so close to quitting.
Quitting wrestling?
Yes, like wrestling.
Oh, I'm glad you're back to where I was like a few weeks ago.
I'm so close to quitting wrestling, and I'm sorry, because I especially love this podcast, but y'all make it very difficult to enjoy wrestling.
These fans definitely do. You know?
Start. You're a lifelong fan, and the culture needs you. So I don't think you're gonna quit.
I don't know about that, bro. That sounds cute.
Sounds good.
Cute. I got a lot going on right now. Wrestling. It's not.
You do have a lot going on right now.
You don't know if wrestling gonna be able to pay them bills.
Exactly.
Unless he getting in the ring.
I hear you.
I mean, not bad. Oh man, it still feels weird. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace, Jamie. I miss you, bro.
Rest in peace, Jamie.
You, Jamie.
We got a lot to talk about. So I noticed that we had so much to talk about last week that we totally skipped past the predictions for Fastlane.
Can I tell you that I didn't notice because last week you went backwards. We were on a forward progression. We were at like 140, 142, and then out of nowhere you just hit us with a 220, and that's disrespectful, bro.
I hit you guys with a 220? Really?
Absolutely. Technically, it is you putting in the dirt sheet every week is the reason why we get held up. We gotta listen to what Vince Russo said. We gotta listen to what Vince Russo said. We gotta listen to what Dave Meltzer said. We gotta listen to what Kevin Nash said.
We gotta listen to what a few people said today. I'll tell you that right now.
We gotta listen to what Eric Bischoff said. We gotta listen to whatever Corbett, whatever his name. We gotta listen to those 6 idiots. And every time they have an opinion.
I mean, I got something else to post too, because you also got to talk about Ari. He's been running his mouth too, and then Tony Khan too, and then By the way, I've been told that apparently breaking news that Brian Alvarez says that apparently the word around AEW is that everybody wants Tony Khan to stay off of social media.
What's good, Enforcer?
Now, shout out to the Enforcer. All right, I have way too many damn pictures, but this is the pre-show, so I will be able to say happy birthday to our brother, the Enforcer.
Happy birthday, Enforcer.
You know what I'm saying? This is my brother here. He's been holding us down. You know what I'm saying? Great brother, great podcaster. You know what I'm saying? Great person.
The thing about Terry Crews is he doesn't age. Like I don't know if y'all remember when Terry was like back in the day when he was doing like his first things in Hollywood. Like he looks the same as he looks now.
Hey, yo, Zoe, listen. Don't wish me no good game. Fuck you.
All right. Yard and Terry Crews today look exactly the same.
That's what I'm saying. Yo, Enforcer, Terry. No. I don't know how you've kept it up all this time, bro. But Terry Crews, happy birthday.
Why are you calling that man Terry Crews?
Nothing but love. He that's his name, bro.
That's his name.
Yeah, you ever met the Enforcer and he made his peck dance? It was real weird. It was awkward.
No, I don't need to see this man do a peck dance.
And he rides bikes and pops pecs. This is what you don't know.
What?
Yeah, no, Enforcer is a Sons of Anarchy type of. He rides motorcycles.
Sons of Anarchy type.
Okay. I told y'all what he does.
Right. I mean, listen, that's his business. You know what I'm saying? Y'all just
wish Terry Crews, the Enforcer, a happy birthday. He rides bikes.
I'm just gonna let y'all know I'm gonna block this man, all right, because he beat me last week. You know what I'm saying? So fuck you. All right. Shout out to everybody in the Wolfpack League, but fuck all y'all.
We got that NBA League happening soon. We're gonna get them details to y'all ASAP.
Yeah, when's that?
Are we doing an NBA fantasy league?
I would love to do an NBA fantasy.
I'm down to do an NBA fantasy. You know what I'm saying?
I'm with that.
Just let me know when.
We doing an NBA fantasy league. I'm gonna draft Tatum first, just to make.
If you do, I'm going to quit. I'm letting you know that right now. I'm going to quit not even the fantasy league, but this show. You're not going to draft my fucking player. Like, we're not about to do this.
Make Quez mad. I'm going to take Tatum. I don't even think Tatum is a top 5 skilled player in the league.
NBA starts.
You are bugging.
So we have to draft before that.
Luka, Jokic.
If you want to be in the NBA league.
Luka,
Jokic. He's not even top. I know this is wrestling, y'all, but Tatum is not a top 5 player in the NBA. Just in case anybody was wondering.
Okay, you know what? You're full of cat. You know what I'm saying? That's like saying that, this guy fucking Dark Kent was actually a good football player. Anyway, so I guess we're going to start the show now. All right. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Let's do this. Did I click the wrong thing? I did.
The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
All right. How's everybody doing?
How's everybody doing tonight?
You guys missed this? You don't gotta miss this anymore. You know why? Because we're here. Feeling great. Feeling tremendous. How the hell did you just do that? You know what? I'm not gonna ask questions. I'm so confused right now. It's like that was not there. It's like fucking 5 minutes ago. What did you delete? Like, what did you do? Like, you know what? It's all good. How's everybody doing? Oh man, episode 80. We are 20 episodes away from episode 100. It's wild. That's wild. You know what I'm saying? That it's extremely wild, and I love it. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody who's been, tuned in from day one. You know what I'm saying? We really appreciate y'all to the fullest. You know what I'm saying?
Episode 100 may be my last, depending on how tonight goes.
Why is that?
Because I just want to shout out WO Wrestling, which all you fans are proud members of.
WO Wrestling.
Yes, Weirdos of Wrestling. That's all. That's the only acronym I want to talk about tonight. And I'm just gonna say, wow. Every time any of you idiots decide you want to talk to me about numbers that you don't understand, especially in a streaming world where writers and actors are on strike because they're not getting paid the equal amount for the amount of streams. So Hollywood hasn't even figured out streaming numbers, but you have. If anybody wants to talk to me in length tonight about this, it's just wow, you are a weirdo.
Streaming numbers is great. I love streaming. I'm not part of the whole tribalistic war going on. Oh man, so what I need you guys to do is make sure you guys click that link in the video description. You know what I'm saying? You guys can either scan the little code right there as well. You can follow us on Twitch at WHOISQU3Z, which is Who Is Quez, and the Wolfpack Wrestling Podcast on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. All right, we're going to be creating a TikTok very soon. Might be looking at some other avenues as well. Don't know yet. Thinking about it, talking about it, consulting with each other. Feels great.
And we're about to get spicy. All right, everything's leveling up. There's no way that we're all gonna get. The only one who's kind of still a little bland is Dark Kent. He ain't even said a word tonight. He's over there playing the game, watching some bad football game. I don't know what he's doing.
Not playing the game. I'm just soaking it all in. I'm excited to be here for episode 80. You know, my boy Cody Rhodes just won gold, or silver. Or
you want to know what's funny? Wait, let me cut you off about this. All right, because I'm just gonna put it out there straight up. The night of Fastlane.
We're not talking. Why are you going to jump there? No, you hate when we do that.
Bro,
you gotta go in order.
Because he's being a hypocrite.
No, we got to play games.
Hypocrite.
I'm not being a hypocrite.
No,
you're being a bitch ass hypocrite. I'm letting you know that right now. So we'll get to there. It's time to play some games. All right?
I'm a bitch and a hypocrite. Damn.
Yeah, you're a bitch and you're a bitch ass hypocrite. That's what the fuck you is. Let me put my music on.
Damn.
There we go.
Why not be on that?
Because you is.
I see the background moving. Yeah,
I love the background moving. It looks fire. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to All Star, doing that in like the span of 5 minutes. So the games, let's start them off like this. Name wrestlers or tag teams that should be in the ECW Mount Rushmore.
That's pretty easy.
That's very easy.
Very easy. Rob Van Dam.
Yep.
Sabu.
Yep.
The Dudley Boys.
Wait. Rob Van Dam.
Yep.
The Sandman.
Ooh.
Raven. Okay. Terry Funk. Tommy Dreamer.
It's 4, not top 5. It's 4
Rob
people
Van
on
Dam,
Mount Rushmore.
Rob Van Dam, Raven, Sabu, Terry Funk.
Who you got, Dark Kid?
I got RVD, number 1.
Seems like everybody got RVD.
Gotta have RVD on there. I would say RVD, Tommy Dreamer, because he never left.
He's my 5. I forgot there's only 4. He's my 5 though.
RVD, Dreamer, Dudleys.
That's it. You have to stop there because the Dudleys are 2 people, and that's why it shouldn't count on. It should be a tag team one, and in that case, it's the Dudleys by itself. I don't know any other tag team in ECW. I cannot name not one.
Axel Rotten and Balls Mahoney.
Danny Doring and Roadkill.
Not your uncles. Don't tell us about your uncles.
Wow, you're fucking hilarious.
Lance Storm and Just Incredible. They were a good ECW tag team.
For those who didn't know that Jaquez was related to Balls Mahoney, now you know.
The Eliminators, they were a good ECW tag team.
I'll fuck you up. I'm tired of you.
Mikey Whipwreck and Cactus Jack.
You Googling. You Googling.
I'm not Googling.
You are
definitely Googling. You're definitely Googling. Listen, you can say that like this, like you don't got a tab on your computer open. Like, come on.
I do not.
Say the name again.
So I said Danny Doring and Roadkill.
Okay.
Mikey Whipwreck and Cactus Jack.
Mikey Whipwreck.
Yes, Mikey Whipwreck and Cactus
Probably
Jack.
know who that is, but okay.
You have the Eliminators. They were a very good ECW tag team.
Okay.
RVD and Sabu had the tag team titles for like almost a year.
I do remember Impact players and Masato Tanaka. I do remember that.
Impact players, yes. He had Lance Storm, Just Incredible. They were a great ECW tag team. There was a couple more too. The dude who played Hakushi in WWE was in a tag team in ECW with a dude named Shinzaki. And they were a good ECW tag team.
I want to say, I want to mention this because we don't talk about ECW often. So I just want to say honorable mentions that we did not say. As you said, Mike Awesome, and made me think of him.
Yes, rest in peace.
Tajiri did some of his best work in ECW.
True.
Like, he really did. And then
Super Crazy.
Yeah, and then you have Jerry Lynn, Rhino.
Jerry
Rhino
Lynn
was actually on my list, but then I had to think about like I didn't want to leave 3D out. Like I just could not leave him out.
I don't know, bro. That's he's big for me. That's easy.
Those are just filling in. Game is name wrestlers or tag teams that should be in ECW's Mount
Steve
Rushmore.
Corino was good in ECW.
You're definitely looking up names now, but okay.
Yeah, he is lying. That's
He's
what I'm
lying.
Lying
You the whole time. This guy leaves the screen and they talk game.
I'm not Googling.
You're Googling.
I swear to you, I'm not Googling.
Google.
You are cheating, bro.
Steve Corino was over in ECW. No gimmicks. Chris Candido. Candido was over in ECW.
There were a lot of greats in ECW, but were they great in ECW? That's the question. Like Chris Jericho was there for a stint, like Rey Mysterio was over there. There were a lot of greats, but they weren't great in ECW.
I'll give you that. You're right.
Okay. Let's go for the next one. This one should be easy too. Book the opponent in stipulation for Ric Flair's last match. Should I go first?
Don't book it. And
I got. All right. I know who it is. All right. So for Ric Flair's last match, he should battle the Grim Reaper in the last man standing casket match.
Peter Griffin should be the referee, and the chicken should interfere halfway through. When the chicken interferes, Peter and the chicken, we spend attention on them so Ric Flair can get his breath because he's so old, he's tired already. So then we get to watch Peter and the chicken wrestle for like 5 minutes while Ric Flair gets on an oxygen tank. Then he comes back. The Grim Reaper hits him with one. It's called the finger of death. Just puts it out there. Bang. Pokes him right here. Bow. Right in his forehead. It's ding. And he just falls flat. Bow. Peter comes back.
Heart.
Yeah, bro. This is what happens. Peter comes back. He's running. The chicken's on his back. He's trying to get the chicken off his back. Lois is screaming from the front row. Charlotte is somewhere with her sixth husband. And they're in the audience and they're watching her and her.
Why you said that?
In the audience and they're watching Daddy. Meanwhile, Andrade's in the corner, but Quagmire's humping his leg. And here goes Peter to count.
Yo, what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? You know what?
Yeah, we're not doing that.
I don't think you know what? We're going to leave this one alone. Because what is wrong with you?
I'm just praying that Ric Flair never steps into a ring again.
I do. Just step into the ring, die in the ring like you want to, and we can be done with this whole conversation that keeps coming up every 2 or 3 fucking months. Like, enough is enough. I'm sorry, bro.
Ric Flair is worse than Mickey Rourke in the Wrestler movie. Like,
I want Family Guy to spoof it so bad. Just do it. Just do it. You're welcome, Ginger. Man. Somebody hit up Seth MacFarlane. That's his name, right? Hit him up.
Here's another one. If you could eliminate one wrestling match from history, what would it be? Ric Flair's last match.
All right.
Hey, let's hear it.
The match I would eliminate from wrestling history is Goldberg versus Bret Hart at Starrcade.
Oh my God! Here we go.
Kicked Bret in the head and ended his career.
I would expect him to say that. I
know. I should have.
If that match never happened, Bret Hart would have continued to wrestle. So I'll eliminate
Bret
that.
Hart. Fuck Bret Hart. I don't want to hear anything about no fucking Bret Hart. Fuck Bret Hart. Damn. Who you got?
Why you always got to go last?
I already said my match. I said Ric Flair's last match. Erase it from history.
Why is that the match you want to erase?
Because I'm sick of Ric Flair. Okay. What match do you have?
Owen Hart's match at Kemper Arena. I would want to erase that and bring one of the best technical wrestlers in the world back today.
Good call, Star. Good call.
That's a good one. That was a good one. Because I definitely Bret Hart versus HBK in the Iron Man match.
No, that's a good match. Warrior versus Hogan in Halloween Havoc was hilarious, so we have to keep that match.
How about the finger poke of doom? That that match alone, or the match that Hogan walked out of WCW in. How about that? That was
finger
good.
poke of doom. That's the move that the Grim Reaper stole against Ric Flair, bro. That's what I was trying to tell you. Like,
but you want him to give him the actual doom and give him the
finger like actually same move. He taught it to him.
Lay him down, Lloyd style.
He got that from Grim Reaper. Yeah.
All right, y'all. Here's another one. 4 teams enter, 1 teams leave. Who you going with?
Well, I'm just gonna do the AEW thing and go with the Young Bucks. I think at this point, we should just do the AEW thing. It just
pick the Young Bucks.
It's obvious
when all else fails.
At this point, I don't know why we preview pay-per-views. It's the Young Bucks. Like, what are we doing? what are we doing?
No, I mean the Bucks have done their jobs. What I'll say is that Rock and Roll Express was before my time, so I haven't seen too many of their matches. The Rockers weren't a team long enough, so I'm going to go with the Hardys on this one.
Let's be real. I was joking. The Young Bucks are a combination of all 3 of these teams.
Correct.
That makes them the best team here. They should go over Bucks, and they should win. It's the Bucks, and it's always the Bucks. It's always going to be the Bucks. It's the Bucks. Okay. FTR leaves. You know what we're going to get? More Bucks.
More Bucks.
And then if the Milwaukee Bucks win, it's gonna get crazy. We're gonna have Damian Lillard wearing Ultimate Warrior stuff with the Young Bucks.
I'm about to kick you off the show. Don't speak no blasphemy. You know my Celtics are winning the East. The fuck.
Nobody worried about your Celtics, bro.
Ain't nobody worrying about the fucking Bucks. Who you guys going in your bench?
I'm a Laker. I'm not a Bucks fan. I'm not a Bucks fan.
Be happy if your man fucking makes it through the rest of the fucking season. Talking about he gonna do it for his son.
You better hope light skin don't jump out. Just because you and him the same complexion, don't mean y'all.
You mean the same light skin that dunked on your man's, right? All right, heard you. Anyway,
before we move on to the next wrestling topic, the Celtics starting 5 is crazy. It's OD. They got
the bench. And the bench.
The
bench.
Jaylen Brown, Tatum.
Did you win flag football this season?
Yes. Did you win? I'm talking about the NBA though.
Did you win flag football this season?
I won this week, and I'm a champion.
When's the championship? We pulling up with the camera, and we going live on Wolfpack.
I would love.
Nobody want to see this man running with flags on his fucking pockets.
How many of y'all would like to see? Enforcer, there's a lot wrong with me tonight because I had to deal with a week of the most nonsensical wrestling stuff in my timeline of my life. I almost quit wrestling, not the podcast. Wrestling. I've watched wrestling since I was 0. I almost quit. What? 0, bro. 0. I was born on a Monday night. Wrong. You heard? Wrong.
Not this man saying he was swimming in the sack and was watching watching wrestling.
Yo,
I can't. Oh man! All right, next one. This should be funny because I think Dark Ken's going to automatically say his name. Name this WWE tag team.
Tribal Nightmare, Main Event Nightmare.
I don't want to.
Tribal Road.
This is the team that 2K puts together for me and just writes Rhodes and Uso. So
R&R. Boom. Oh wait, no, that's wrong. That's wrong. Rhodes and Uso. Team Rue.
An Usi Nightmare.
Usi Nightmare.
So what do you want to yeet?
Yeet. The team could just be called Yeet. That would be great.
Yeet.
Yeet.
You know what I'm saying, man? Yo, how old are you? Yo. Yeah, this person been here since our daddy done been here. Yo, yeet. Everyone say yeet.
Yeah. You are what you yeet.
You are what you. Yeet Nightmare.
The Yeet Nightmare, bro. That's
wait,
fine.
Cross Yeets. Yeet Cross. Cross Yeets.
Cross Yeets.
Cross Yeets.
Yeet Road.
Uzi High 420. Yo, I can't. I really can't. All right. So let's move on to another one.
See how many
wrestler?
games, y'all? You see how many games he's doing?
Who was the wrestler that truly turned you into a wrestling fan? Now, this one should be interesting.
Shawn Michaels.
Who you got? I already know he's going to say Bret Hart.
I'm not going to say Bret Hart because I was a wrestling fan before Bret Hart.
Okay.
My first memories of TV are Warrior and Hogan.
Mine are Warrior too. But I don't want to say Warrior.
3 years old.
I watched wrestling, yes, because of Warrior. I did not become a fan until Shawn Michaels. So for example, I enjoyed Shawn Michaels' elbow drop more than Macho Man.
Gotcha.
Really? Yeah. Okay.
Because he made me a fan.
Bret Hart took over from Warrior for me, but if I have to say one person, I would say Warrior, just because that's like my first memories of ever watching TV. And believe it or not, my grandma's favorite match is WrestleMania 6, Warrior versus Hogan. So we used to watch that shit on VHS over and over and over again. So I would say Warrior and then Bret.
But if we're talking about my favorites as a child, like Macho Man, Ultimate Warrior, Shawn Michaels, and then Shawn Michaels, I was never a Hulk Hogan fan. I want to be very clear. Never in my life.
Never been Hulk guy either.
Not here either.
Ever. I've never been a Hulk Hogan fan.
We don't fuck with Hogan over here. For me, I already told y'all, some of my earliest memories was literally turning on TV one day and seeing this person getting sacrificed on a cross. And that was The Undertaker. And since then I was like, I like this stuff. But then I got introduced to The Rock as well. That's what it's a cross between Undertaker and The Rock for me. Because there's just something about how The Rock was talking and how he was a great talker. You know what I'm saying? It just got me entertained and made me laugh. So it's definitely a cross between Undertaker and The Rock for me. All right. Now this isn't more or less in the.
Yeah, no, he is not that young. He just did not become a wrestling fan until he was 10. Because Javi out here fronting.
I'm 32 years old.
You're still 32. So Undertaker was not necessarily. You weren't a kid.
I wasn't watching wrestling like that.
So exactly.
I'm just saying,
you wasn't watching since you were 0. You didn't watch till you were 10.
Anyway, a lot of people listen. A lot of people. You
hear how he be doing that all the time? I ain't watching wrestling as if it got something to do with his age, and not the fact that he didn't start watching wrestling until he was 10.
Justin Fulton said disco.
You were in the late 90s when you started watching wrestling, Quez.
Yeah, that was his decision. That's crazy.
I mean, I was listen. I didn't control the TV. I was asleep most of the time. You know what I'm saying? I try to sleep a lot. You know what I'm saying? I used to do a lot of stuff throughout the day. You know what I'm saying? Run around. A lot of people said Macho Man. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Respect.
And also to Sting. Surfer Sting, though. He was
okay.
Sting was that man. Sting was the man
Surfer
when he was doing the rafter stuff in WCW. When he was doing that, wasn't no one in wrestling bigger than Sting.
Okay. Surfer Sting was real talk.
Xbox has said that he thinks Damian Priest is one of the top talents today who would fit in the NWO. Hot take or pancake?
I mean, it's true, but it's not really a hot take.
It's not a hot take at all. I'm gonna be honest with you. First of all,
Priest fit into any faction.
Yeah, what is he? What is this? 2K? This is real life. Get a life. Get a life. Stop character building. What are we doing? This is your name's not Tony Khan. You just don't slap 2 wrestlers together that you've always wanted to see your whole life. Stop it.
And dude, Waltman
almost made choke, man.
The only 2 things that Waltman can talk about is the NWO and DX. So he's like, all right, well.
I mean, he could talk about China, but that'll be in ill taste.
We're not going there. We're not going there. Not going there.
What?
Next.
You want to spend one night in China?
Not going there.
Wow. See how that works? Wow.
Yo, fuck you. All right. Here's another hot take of pancake. Is Paul Heyman going to be a great actor for fucking Winston Churchill the way that he been looking lately.
What? What are we doing?
You see what I'm saying? You see all the games he plays, and then when the show be 3 hours long, and I'll be like, yo, bro.
I'm sorry. Look, your man's was looking like Winston Churchill out here.
He looks like Alfred Hitchcock. Like he should dead serious do the Twilight Zone.
Really. You're looking at the side by side of these motherfuckers, and you can't tell me they ain't the same person.
No, they're not. You're being
put
racist,
a hat on him.
You're being racist, bro.
I am not being racist. They look alike.
They both look like Ralph Cramden from The Honeymoon.
I can't unsee the comparison. I'm saying it right now. This man looks like Winston Churchill. Okay.
Let me. What does Matt look like?
Really? Anyway, Dave Meltzer says that he believes CM Punk signing with AEW meant more than Edge's returning to the WWE. He said there's a ton of new matches Copeland can do, but he was not a game changer when he returned to the WWE. It was telling that while he had more longevity and more championships in WWE and was gone for a longer period of time, to CM Punk coming to AEW meant more than Edge returning to the WWE. Hot take a pancake on that one.
Although it's true, it's not really a hot take because like it is what it is. Yeah. Dude, Punk going to AEW was huge, a lot bigger than Edge going to AEW, but now that Punk is probably not going to be wrestling for the foreseeable future, it's not a big deal.
I'm glad you admitted that this evening. I agree full-heartedly with you. Since Punk will never wrestle again, this is a very mute point.
Yeah.
If anything, the question should be what's bigger, Edge's debut or Jade Cargill's debut. That's a closer comparison if we're comparing than talking about CM Punk.
I'm gonna go with Cargill just because like she's hot.
She hasn't debuted yet.
Exactly. When she
does,
no, exactly. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I decided this week, right? Jade Cargill is the Deion Sanders of wrestling. She is prime. She is prime time wrestling. You pay to see her. You want to watch her. You want to hear what she has to say. Will she lose? Yes. Is she gonna have a perfect season? No. Will she always be entertaining? Yes. And the way they are handling her, I like it already. She is a star. Like, and that's that. And it's no offense to Edge. Edge, we're so glad you came back and you were healthy and you get to be with all the rest of the headless horsemen in AEW. Y'all all made it back. Yeah.
It's no big deal. And Star, just to elaborate on your comparison, no one gave a shit about Colorado football until a couple weeks ago when Deion got there.
And nobody cared about the WWE women's division until Jade Cargill steps into that ring.
Next, because wow, this actually you might like this one. So this is a hot take of pancake, and I actually got this from Jobber Tears Network group. Shout out to the group and shout out to the podcast. Shout out to Janelle from HR, Sir Wilkes, and Mr. Black. He says, can we address how wild these times are? That in the U.S., top wrestling brands, the secondary belts are having way better stories and have better hype than their top belts. Hot take a pancake.
Hot take.
But you know what? It's unfair to just use these two companies. It's the same thing in Ring of Honor. Shibata, Daniel Garcia. These people have made the pure title more important than any title in Ring of Honor. I only care about pure matches. That's how good they are. Like in that division. So it's just not there. It's in most places. Like Impact, most of the time the X division outweighs the heavyweight division. Most of the time. And that's been going on for forever. So it's really not anything new, unfortunately, with the whole mid-card thing. But the mid-card is like that because there's more talent there. There's only a few people that can compete for heavyweight positions. That's what we got to understand.
Correct.
We want the talent pool to be just as large for a heavyweight title as it is for a mid-card title, and it never will be. There's only a few people you could put that amount of energy in as a company.
In just to add to what Star said, you're right. There's usually like 5-6 main eventers in every company, but whereas in a mid-card situation, you can elevate people. You can do surprise matches. There's more interchangeable pieces with mid-card titles, whereas the main event situation is usually the same 4, 5, 6 people over and over again. Right.
Because that's the point. You're going to keep running whoever you're trying to make a superstar or are your superstars with that heavyweight title. And then once they lose steam, you bring the highest, like, still heat holder to hold your title and be in the title picture in the mid card. Right. They WWE does a stellar job with this. AEW be trying to figure it out sometimes with their mid carders. That TNT title done jumped around a lot. Shout out to Christian for like doing his Orange Cassidy with it, for making it relevant. Because before it was the TNT title, it was still Orange Cassidy's title. It was that Intercontinental Meriton.
And the thing about that title right now is because, and I'll speak on that real quick before I get into the next topic, but basically Jon Moxley had to call that audible because he was injured. Now, Rey Mysterio, Rey Fenix won that title basically off of that fact. He wasn't supposed to hold that title. Correct. So a lot of people would now feel like, oh, well, they're flip-flopping the belts. Well, he wasn't supposed to hold the belt in general. He only held it because Moxley got hurt. Now, Moxley was supposed to wrestle Tuesday night. However, he wasn't actually cleared to wrestle because of his injury. So that's why they called the audible. Orange Cassidy was nowhere to be seen in this whole title picture thing going on. So it is what it is. But Orange Cassidy has it now.
In AEW's defense, putting the title back on Orange Cassidy is probably the best move they could have done, right?
Granted, I mean, there was no one else I could really think of that's not going to have visa issues because Rey Fenix has visa issues coming up. So, I mean, unfortunately, that's the problem that they have to face when they're international talents. But, it is what it is. So this was actually brought up by MJF. He said, the better the two companies are doing, the more money we're going to make. So stop arguing. We're all freaking having a blast. I'm watching LA Knight and Cody Rhodes every week, and I'm having a blast, just like I know everybody else is having a blast. Just like I know that there are fans out there that are watching Better Than You, baby, having a blast every single week.
Facts.
This is a fact. Whole bone, no fucking pancake, straight fucking hot take facts. Enjoy wrestling, people. Enjoy wrestling.
No, they don't enjoy wrestling.
Now, here's the last game I'm going to do. Okay? This one is...
There's another game.
It's the last game. No, because it leads into something. One of these ladies and all of their work has to go. Who are you guys picking?
Oof.
One of them and all of their work?
Mm-hmm.
I hate to say this because I love all of them. Bailey.
Look.
Who you got?
What is Bailey's work? Some little lookalike she had in NXT and then cutting her hair on the main roster? Those are the two highlights of her career. I'm over it. Bailey.
Dude.
Who you got?
All four of those girls are great. I love all four of them. So I'm just going to go with the person that I like the least. I'm going to say Charlotte. Right.
Nah. See, you're lucky I'm not Jaquez. Because if I was Jaquez, I would have kicked you off the show right now, bro. Because you are violating.
How am I violating?
You and Matt, who I think is a Dark Kink god, need to take both of yourselves, turn yourselves sideways. Y'all know the rest. This is trash. Your opinion tonight is invalid. Charlotte.
No, not Smash. Chill.
Charlotte, thank you, Kendall.
First of all, an opinion question cannot be trash. You can't say that my opinion is trash. It's my opinion.
Everybody knows it's Bailey. This is the easiest.
But how is it Bailey?
This is the easiest question in the world.
It's an opinion question, Jared.
Bro, this is the easiest question, bro.
It's not. It's an opinion question,
bro. This is like somebody giving you four colors, and one of them is blue, and asking you which one is the same color as the sky. If you don't say Blue, you sound crazy. And for you not saying Bailey right now, who has the least career highlights, the least career accolades, I don't care if she's a Grand Slam. They're all Grand Slam. Bailey is not memorable. Her best matches are with Sasha Banks.
Yes. Wait, hold up. Bailey and Sasha got a classic. Charlotte, what's Charlotte's classic match? What's Charlotte's 5-star? Oh, Bailey and Sasha.
Rhea Ripley, if we want to go the most easiest one to remember would be her putting Rhea Ripley over in WrestleMania and having one of the best matches of the night too.
It's not amazing.
It was number 1 and number 2 best match of that night.
It was
so. All right.
It was. What do you mean it wasn't? It was.
And matches of the year.
All right, you saying Charlotte, he's saying Bailey, and I'm just gonna come out here and say Becky Lynch.
Becky Lynch is mediocrity to the very definition. So you saying Becky Lynch is not sending anyone into an outrage the way saying Charlotte would send any person who has a common sense aptitude of wrestling into an
I've been telling y'all that Charlotte's basic, and mid for the longest, but
but she's not. And you still said Becky Lynch because she is mediocrity. Becky Lynch is mediocrity.
All right.
So it's so funny that the reason why I laughed when you said Bailey is because Bailey has completed in 57 matches this year and has only won 5 of them.
And she's still over.
In whose book is she over? She's over what?
That ass is over. That's wrong for me to say.
No, but can we be honest? And for all of this women's revolution, women can wrestle too stuff that these women push, they all went out and dolled up themselves and got fake this, fake that right after they left NXT and got that big time money. So I started dressing like little Chinese dolls and wearing scantily clad wrestling gear that they didn't wear in the first place. And I mean everyone. And I mean everyone. I mean Natasha, who used to show no type of skin, to now coming out thinking she's her sister every week. I mean every person on
Natasha? Who's Natasha?
Natalia.
Your girl Charlotte is half plastic. Stop it.
Bro, I'm not saying she's pretty. I don't care about Charlotte's looks. I am a wrestling fan. I don't care about Charlotte's looks. Jacques likes the big girls in wrestling. Jacques likes the big girls in wrestling, and you just like, I'm not gonna get into you.
You just mentioned it. Your girl Charlotte has more surgeries than any female on the roster. What are we talking about?
Bro, they've all done it. What are you talking about? Dana Brooke looks like a Barbie. She should have been in a Barbie movie. Like she should have been.
Speaking of Dana Brooke, she's now starting her OnlyFans. So if you guys are into that type of stuff, go
see what I'm saying? Jacques is into that, not Jared.
I said if you guys are into that, I'm telling the people to go subscribe if you want to see Dana Brooke and her freckled titties. Anyway, it'll probably get leaked just like Lacey Evans' Purdue chicken box looked. Anyway, I'm being nice.
We need to talk about that stuff, man.
We don't need to talk about that. We need to talk about this is that Roman Reigns is actually needing 5 more wins to complete his 1,000 wins in WWE. His next scheduled match. His next scheduled match is actually this Saturday at a house show where we know he's obviously going to win.
Shout out to Roman Reigns. And I just want to say this real quick. The records that he's competing against, those men who held, those really old Caucasian men who held the belt for 10 years in a row, those guys, and then dropped it and got it back for another 8 years. You remember those guys when territories was a thing? They weren't wrestling every week. All you haters. You give the championship to the biggest draw. I don't care if Roman Reigns shows up at 5 months out of the year. If he's the biggest draw in WWE, he should be your champ. MJF wrestled one good match before he got with Bebe. I will admit his recent work in the ring has been good. I am not a hater. Cut out the face.
Okay,
he had one good match before.
I just want to make sure,
better than you, Bebe, and still it wouldn't matter. He has the belt because he is the biggest draw. CM Punk got the belt because he was the biggest draw. The biggest draw in a company gets the belt.
Correct.
I like that.
Tell somebody to step up. Tell somebody to get more people, pack more seats than Roman Reigns. Do it.
So, did you guys see the Iron Claw trailer?
I did.
I am excited for this movie. I am very excited for this movie.
I am as well.
They worked hard on it. It's a sad movie though. The ending is super sad.
It's gonna be sad. We all know the stories.
Sad.
You know what I'm saying? We're gonna see people.
Yeah, but I don't like movies where I know the set. You know how many times I watched Queen Latifah and her homegirls get shot up and set it off? One time. I wasn't watching that movie though.
Day after day, seems like I push against the clouds.
See, I wasn't watching that twice. By the way, Josh says he's a rapper. He's a singer. He sings more than anything else.
I'm an M singer, okay? I'm just like Drake. All right? Except I'm not a failure. And I'm not Joe Budden either. I wish I was, though, but he's not a failure either. Fuck you, Drake.
The real Garland was good, Brody.
Shout out to the real Garland, a.k.a. Farouk. You know what I'm saying?
For the movie, they got Jeremy
Shout out to
Allen.
my boy Conor Man, MMA.
Wait, for the movie, they got who, Kent?
Jeremy Allen White. He is on The Bear. He's from Shameless.
You know what's crazy? Is
you're talking about Lip. Just call him Lip. Okay, we know him as Lip.
From Shameless. Great actor.
You know what's crazy? Is because the other day somebody was like, yo, Swerve, I heard he was planning on doing a movie. And they were like, he's looking for actors or something like that. And I was like, Swerve would be doing something like that. And they were like, well, who would play Prince Nana? And I was like, man, I got to tell Kent to make sure he makes it to this audition.
I don't want to see him doing the dance. I don't want to see him doing the dance.
I would kill that dance, by the way.
By the way, let me just go down. So Zac Efron is Kevin Von Erich. Lip is going to be playing Carrie Von Erich. Harris Dickinson is going to be playing David Von Erich. We have Doris and of course Mike Von Erich in there. Fritz and then there's going to be by Holt McConnelly. Lily James is playing Pat Atkinson. MJF is going to be playing Lance Von Erich. Then we have the other people that you probably seen in the trailer. So you have Bradley Pierce playing Michael Hayes, Aaron Eisenberg playing Ric Flair, Kazi Luis Corringino, I'm probably saying the wrong name, but Bruiser Brody. They have Harley Race being in the movie. They have Chavo Guerrero playing the Iron Sheik.
That I can't see, but I'm sure they'll do a good job with it.
I can see that. Chavo has that head, that like kind of like what is it called? Minecraft.
He has a Minecraft head.
You calling my man a bot's head?
Yeah.
That really? That's racist.
It's not. It's not because of his race. Him and who is he playing? Sabu. Who's he playing?
He's playing the Iron Sheik.
They're not even the same race. What are we talking about? And they both had Minecraft heads. Y'all making us up racist.
Dark Kid just came on here twice. What the hell?
He's struggling. His little
I don't know what's going on over there. Dark Kid, you okay, buddy? And then Dolph Ziggler's brother is playing Gino Hernandez.
Okay.
I guess. All right, so it's gonna be interesting to see.
Dolph Ziggler's brother is an actual actor, though.
Darken, I'll unmute you when you're ready, or you can unmute yourself. Now, here's some more wrestling things to talk about. So,
I'm back, though. It's my back.
This recently came out, and everyone's talking about how like Chris Jericho has been like, you know, always donating to people, right? Secretly. This is just a list of some of the people that he's basically donated to. So he gave 5,000 to Umaga's family when he passed, 2,500 to help the medical cause related to Axel Rotten's spinal injuries, 1,000 to save Paul Orndorff's house, 5,000 to help cover the expenses of Bob Mahoney, 2,500 towards the fundraiser to set up for Tyler Breeze and Kevin Owens for victims of the Alberta forest fires, 3,000 towards Rico Constantino's medical bills, 2,500 towards Rex King's funeral costs, 2,500 to help for Jerry Lynn's pay for several medical procedures, 2,000 towards the Buffalo Brothers car accident, 500 to help sick cat named Jax, 2,000 to help with former Smoky Mountain Ring of announcer Tommy No. Like, you can read the rest. Like, this man has put out mad money, and honestly, he deserves a lot of fucking flowers for this. Like, I didn't know. Like, I always heard like certain times like, oh yeah, Jericho gave this. You know what I'm saying? And you would hear like little stories. I didn't know that this man had a whole fucking catalog of how much he's basically done helped out and donated to a lot of wrestlers in need. You know, some of his former peers, some people that he may have never even met. Like, He gave $10,000 in Damar Hamlin's charity. Never met that man. He gave $2,500 to Steve Mongo. He basically saw him a few times when he was in WCW.
Did you mention the 10 racks he gave to Umaga's wife when Umaga died?
5,000.
It was 5? Okay, even still.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. If he gave more, we don't know because this is just a short list. He's done a lot more than this. He's at least into like the 6 digits on how he's basically been donated and gave money to fucking people's causes. So shout out to Chris Jericho, bro. This is like, that man deserves his fucking flowers at the end of the day. I don't care. And I know some people was like, oh, well, he also donated money to Donald Trump. I don't give a fuck about his political fucking things, bro. Like, I don't care. I really don't fucking care about nobody's political backgrounds. At the end of the day, when you see somebody you need, are you giving that money to those people? No, but you got people like Chris Jericho this. You know what I'm saying? So it never hurts to pay it forward. It never hurts to pay it forward. So
some of y'all spend money on the dumbest things ever.
Facts. Like wearing hats and you don't even have hair.
Dark Kent.
Playing flag football. You know what I'm saying? Spending money on fucking things for flag football.
Dark
when you don't have hair, that's why you do wear hats, right?
Explain buying padding for flag football.
I don't buy pads for flag football. It's flag football.
It's not a man's sport.
I'm saying, shout out to Matt. He's actually in Canada, by the way. Shout out to Canada. He said, this is why Chris Jericho is a class act. I'm saying, and yet companies still refuse to provide the boys with health insurance. That's another fucking thing that, you know, we got. That's definitely a hot take. That's definitely a hot take. They definitely need to fuck.
I could sign them up for car. I could sign them up for health insurance. That's a dope scam in the hood. I'll sign all the wrestlers up. I'm gonna get like $250 a wrestler.
That's crazy. Wow. That's wild. Wow. This man, make sure you sign them all up from GCW. Anyway, so so here we got some news going on, and this involves CM Punk.
Here we go.
Phil Brooks. So there's been a lot of talking going on, you know what I'm saying? And it said the CM Punk continues to return to WWE. And talks are currently, you know, being in place for the two parties. But it said it's a safe bet that he's going to be there for Survivor Series. Then it progressed on. It said that according to WWE sources, if CM Punk were to return, there are some fences that needs mending with Roman Reigns and others. One of the top stars telling that CM Punk knows he wouldn't be able to pull any of the shit here. There's nobody here that he could jump without getting his ass handed to him. And another top star said that he believed that Triple H wouldn't risk the negativity Punk would bring, but did recall it wouldn't be the first time that he's brought someone in with baggage since in control. Who is that? I can't think of who they're talking about in this. Then they said that WWE sources familiar with the situation told Fightful that the instances of WWE Raw where they're doing all the fake so-called CM Punk shout-outs or whatever, they said that it's just a coincidence. And there are enough CM Punk promos and interviews that anything could be stretched into a CM Punk reference.
That's true.
But then the bombshell dropped. Okay? The bombshell dropped. WWE higher-ups have told Fightful Select that WWE is currently not in the talks with CM Punk for a WWE return. And to further go into it, I mean, are you guys believing it? Do you think it's true? Do you think it's not? Because the way that it is, it doesn't sound like he's really going back to WWE or that they really want him back in WWE.
I mean, it makes sense if they don't want him back. Reason being, like, as much as I love Punk, he's a shit stirrer, right? He rubs people the wrong way. He gets into fights. He's not good for morale a lot of the times, right? And this is like pretty hard for me to admit this, but it's all true. So why would you disrupt a good thing you have going to bring in Punk when the WWE is doing pretty well without him, right?
You know what's funny? Now that you say that, you actually agree with someone that you hate. Booker T has said that at this point in time right now, when everything is going so great, just not from an in-ring perspective and out of the ring perspective, as well as far as the company is doing great, what does CM Punk add to WWE right now at this point? What does CM Punk add to WWE? Let's look at it from the perspective right here. If CM Punk had worked his contract in AEW and it was coming up and CM Punk didn't sign with AEW and WWE actually got in and got him and boom, I think there's something. But CM Punk, he didn't just leave WWE. He got fired from WWE. He didn't just leave AEW. He got fired with cause from AEW.
Twice.
What value does a person like that bring to your company? I mean, I'm just being honest here. Now, I'm not everyone knows I hate fucking Booker T. However, that man's telling the truth.
Yeah. Dude, CM Punk's my favorite wrestler of the last decade, but it's true. Like, Punk is not going to add more value. The risk is not worth the reward, let's just say, right? Like, WWE is doing just fine, so I don't think they bring in Punk. And there really isn't. They don't need ratings, you know. They don't need shit. They're good. So there's no reason to bring in Punk. And like I said earlier in the show, I think Punk might be done. It might be over. Just look at the memories, right?
Personally, because even he said WWE doesn't need Punk. They're really doing very well without him. Chicago is going to pop either way. No added value.
Can we never ever put up an Eric Bischoff quote on the show ever again?
Let's be honest here, but is he lying?
Bischoff is a clown.
But is he lying? Answer the question. Is he lying?
I'm not saying that he's lying. I'm saying that Bischoff like piles on, and all Bischoff does now is talk shit about AEW. Remember, when he was getting paid by AEW like a year and a half ago, all he had to say was nice things about AEW.
But wait a minute. He's not saying anything about AEW. He said that straight up, WWE doesn't need Punk. All-Star's back. You like to add to this, bro?
No, actually, it's perfect that I got
that. It just said everything.
I'm glad I got phone calls. I have nothing to say about why are we speaking about someone who is no longer a part of the wrestling community?
Because he's still being talked about.
He is no longer a part of the wrestling community. We wish him well. You know.
And Heels got canceled. I don't know what Punk's doing next.
Who knows? Who knows? Hey, but you know what? His wife is very cool. He has a very cool wife.
Wow.
I hope they stay together and they are not lying to us like Will and Jada did for 7 years.
Wow. You know what? I'm leaving you alone. That's it. So it's so funny because remember I had posted this, you know, and it said despite vignettes, WWE have no working plans for Brian Pillman. And then all of a sudden they showed them.
They just want you to know his name.
Oh yeah, his name is now Lexus King.
Terrible.
Yeah. Lexus King, you heard?
Now, the thing is, Lexus is the name of his sister that passed away, and King is the last name of the person that raised him.
I am a Lexus King fan. I wouldn't mind calling him Lex King, not Lexus. Nah,
you know
it's Lexus King.
You see he's nobody's junior.
You see the drip?
I see the drip. I definitely see the drip. However, I just want to know who the fuck this man is because this is what he looked like when he left. And now this man looks like this.
Yeah,
did this man get work on his nose or
no? He got groomed. They shaped him up. They made him get rid of the mullet. Yeah, bro.
It's just the mullet. That's the only thing that's different is that without like the mullet, he looks like this.
He darkened his facial hair. Like
this man looked like a complete Chad. What you talking about?
It's a vibe, bro. He simply got groomed, bro. That's it. Drip. Lexus King. You know what I'm saying? Know the name. That's it.
Not messing with him, man. Call him fucking Brian Pillman. And
of course you're not messing with it. But this is why I'm saying what I'm saying.
Brian Pillman Jr., bro. Let him be Brian Pillman Jr.
Anytime you say something crazy as is Charlotte is the person who should be deleted out of the 4 horsewomen.
You're still talking about that?
I will never let it go because
You know
Bailey is the obvious choice.
You want to know what
It was
people
an
won't
opinion
let go?
question. One.
You want to know what people won't let go? Fake outrage. Because now all of a sudden, because of we're going to talk about this during Dynamite, but AEW apparently is slammed for anti-Semitic storyline amid war in Israel. Let me just say this, all right? I'm not going to get political. I'm not, but the fake outrage. The fake outrage. Look, let me just. The fake outrage got to stop. Don't talk about amongst amid war. You know what I'm saying? The same war that's been going the fuck on for God knows how long. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't in America's news, programs or whatever the case may be, because it wasn't important at the time. They've been bombing each other this whole time. Just so to let you know. Palestine, Hamas, Israel, whatever. They've been bombing each other this whole time. Okay? Don't sit up there and try to use current events and then try to put it towards wrestling with something like this when it comes to the quarters that this man has been punching people with since he's been in New Japan. It just so happens that it has to do with Maxwell Jacob Freeman, who's can't help the fact that he's Jewish. But you want to know something about that? He speaks about his religion all the time. All the time. He also speaks about everything that he's been through being a Jewish person growing up. Correct? I think we can all agree with that. This has been his thing since he's gotten to AEW, correct?
No, he definitely reps for the Jewish community, 100%.
Okay. So why are people fucking doing shit like that? What is the purpose of trying to sit there and say, oh, well, this is bad timing, I missed it. This whole war was going on prior to this. Stop overlooking at shit and stop overreacting to shit. Because the way I looked at it when it happened, I automatically thought this is fucking great. You want to know why I thought this was fucking great? Because this is personal storytelling. Notice I said personal storytelling? Remember, Jay White said that he wants to basically break Max, right? He took the one thing that Max always talks about, the Triple B. You know what I'm saying? That big Burberry belt. He took it from him. Then on top of that, now you have your right-hand man's Rock Hard Juice Robinson. Pulls out the quarters and say he has his name written on it. Because we all know Juice Robinson's been knocking people out with fucking quarters in his hand, a loaded punch. However, MJF has already told the story about how when he was younger, people picked on him and they would throw quarters at him and say, pick up the quarters, Jew boy. Right? So we know this. This is the personal storytelling that is going on. This is his story that he's telling to the live audience, the thousands and hundred thousands of fucking people that watch AEW. He's telling this story to everybody. He's basically living out his trauma on live stage in front of everyone. Let it cook. Let it cook. Before I even get into like what he had to say, let it cook. Okay? Let it cook. Because he said this before TMZ even came out with the thing. He said, tonight that piece of shit Juice Robinson decided to bring up a story from my childhood that has left me scared. Sorry, scarred, or if you want to say it like that. I'm glad he did. He brought awareness to something we've all gone through in a one way, shape, or form in our lives. On behalf of anyone who has ever been bullied for being different in any capacity, I look forward to leaving him scarred too. I also look forward to this Thursday because he's actually speaking at the Stand Up to Jewish Hate thing that's going to be in Oklahoma. I think it's in Oklahoma or Gillette Stadium, where it is.
When JBL started his JBL gimmick, he was at the Mexican border talking about Border Patrol.
Talking crazy. Like, and honestly, the fact that TMZ picked this shit up is like literally taking things out of context, right? We're taking a wrestling gimmick type of thing, and they're trying to, because of what's going on in real life right now, they're trying to like equate it to that. It's not that. It's wrestling. It's
Hillary Clinton gave a leg drop to Barack Obama on Raw.
Vince McMahon said nigga. I'm just gonna go there with it.
Sergeant Slaughter turned on America and received multiple death threats for being a turncoat.
Kurt Angle once said on national television that he hates black people.
The biggest
Muhammad
one.
Hassan kidnapped the Undertaker the day before a bombing.
Well, technically that was UPN's fault, but
the biggest one, Muhammad Hassan, was an Arab American wrestler
Who's actually Italian.
who's actually Italian.
who received death threats after 9/11 because of the current political climate and what he would do in the ring. Specifically his feud with the Undertaker, where when he prayed on the ramp, like mad people rushed him backstage in ski mask. Yeah, that happened.
But we want to talk about anti-Semitic storyline, even though it's not an anti-Semitic storyline. It's something that he's been doing for the fucking longest, and now is intertwined with what this man has been talking about from his childhood trauma since forever. Like, you guys were just praising the man for fucking praying before he comes out, talking about how he's always talking about his Jewish pride and everything, and good for him. But now all of a sudden, because this storyline is going on, they're being an anti-Semitic person, but even though he's Jewish. How is a Jewish person being anti-Semitic against their own people?
No, what they were saying is the storyline itself is anti-Semitic, but it really isn't, because like these media outlets like TMZ, they don't know the whole story. They're just picking it up from 2 days ago, right? So they don't know what MJF said before and how it ties into everything. It looks bad, but yeah, put it into context.
I mean, if we want to get even more political, I'm not want to get political, but if you want to talk about it, you had 2 men in your company, actually 3 men in your company, do blackface. Roddy Piper, Goldust, X-Pop, on TV for laughing shits and giggles. Where was the outrage then? Where was the outrage? I would like to know. Because if you can't tell me, don't give me this fake outrage that you guys are doing now. All right? I'm seeing people basically do this shit because I get it. They hate AEW, so they want to basically ride on any type of fucking thing that's negative about AEW. But when it comes to negative shit going on in WWE, you motherfuckers is quiet. I get it. This is what you tribalistic fucking folks do.
Y'all love Claudio Castagnoli, and he was a part of the Real Americans, which was one of the most racist tag teams ever created.
That Jack Swagger run was pretty racist. Can't lie.
You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, they're right. The Croc. I forgot the Croc. Yeah, they all did it. They're always basically dressed up in some type of black or brown face. You guys cheered on Triple H fucking the dead body in a fucking church, in a casket, where he threw the brains out at you. Just saying. Okay? You guys was okay with a fucking 400-pound black man fucking an 86-year-old woman and having her give birth to a hand. Okay? Stop the fake outrage. It's wrestling.
Even though they're both Slavic, they said Rusev was from the Russian Federation.
With Putin. They had Putin on TV.
And they had Putin on the Titantron, even though he's Bulgarian.
Okay. Kofi Kingston was Jamaican, even though he's from Ghana.
You know, that has nothing to do with anything. And you just felt like insulting Kofi Kingston.
I didn't. I'm just saying that the stereotypes happen. Okay.
You just felt like insulting Kofi. You would have been better off bringing up Apollo Crews. You just felt like insulting Kofi.
I was going to leave that one alone, but never mind.
Like, Omar was mad. He wishes he had an American accent.
So this is what MJF had to say. He said, Muhammad Hassan was betraying an evil Muslim terrorist. I'm actually Jewish. I've gone through this. This is my real life, my story. And I look forward to giving catharsis to every single person who's ever been oppressed or bullied. If you think I'd play with that or take it lying down, or worst of all, Hide from the hard conversations like a coward. You're on crazy pills. I look forward to the hard conversation that this starts and creates. I look forward to people being further educated. My life work is to stand up to any and all injustices done to people due to something as stupid as being different. To anyone that thinks that can't be done through the avenue of professional wrestling, then that's an indictment on things that have happened in the sport's past. I look forward to bringing this sport to the present. I look forward to knocking Juice Robinson's teeth down his throat. And most of all, I look forward to getting back to Triple B. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm standing behind MJF, not even because he's from Long Island. I'm not Jewish. I'm not from his ethnic background at all. But I'm standing behind what he said because at the end of the day, you guys need to fucking relax. Let the man fucking cook. Let the man fucking cook. He needs to tell his story. Let him tell his fucking story. All right? I think it's a great fucking story. I think this is great the way that it's going. I think we can all fucking agree. Let the man cook.
Matt, let me tell you, that's my favorite part of MJF is he's old school in his approach to wrestling and his understanding of kayfabe.
Exactly.
I think that's why he gets the respect he does from the vets.
He's getting heat right now.
Yeah, because of the fact that he is very veteran like in his approach to wrestling.
Very much so. You know what I'm saying?
He understands what real heat is and how you get real heat. That's
bro, you really made Aaron mad from bringing up this Kofi thing. Like, I feel like if I did a thunderclap right now, he might leave. Like, I don't want to.
Boom! Boom!
That was very racist. I will agree.
He did it. I'm saying he did it. Don't matter to me. He did it.
That was very racist.
By the way,
you're right.
In the injury report, this picture was taken and it said, "Look at us. Moral of the story: fight for it."
Love it.
There they are. And it's Halloween. That's why they all got the kids back.
Love the
you
picture.
Gotta stop. Adam Copeland, who was told he will never wrestle again. Brian Danielson, who was told he will never wrestle again.
They won't play Hangman.
Paige, who was told that she will never wrestle again. They came back, and they ended up coming back in AEW. So shout out to them.
And they're all
saying. You said they're all neck.
They're all necks.
You know what? I fucking can't stand
they're
you.
All necks up.
By the way, the biggest piece of news about injuries. This lady has been spotted, and she is no longer wearing her boots.
How about this? Can we talk about this? Because I really want to know if it's kayfabe or what. Like, why is she never with her husband? Why?
What?
That's a very good question, bro.
Why do we never see this woman with her husband? Why?
Here, bro.
You're being messy. Why are you being messy?
I'm not being messy. This is now a serious question. We see her all the time. Why is there never a little Filipino man with her? Why?
Not once.
Why?
You know what's so funny? I was showing my girl like her, and she was like, "What does her husband even look like?" I ended up basically showing her, and she was like in shock that Sasha Banks is like married to this man. And I listen.
Is he still making her clothes at this point? Because I feel like they're Jada and Will and me.
He has to.
I feel like Sasha and her husband are Jada and Will and me right now. I feel like they haven't been together for a very long time. He helped Bianca become a better stylist, and then like things got all mixy there. Bailey, when she broke up with her man, it kind of felt like that's when Mercedes distanced herself. It just felt real messy. And Bailey,
being messy by bringing that up.
And then Bailey's outfit started getting flyer. I don't know if y'all remember. No, hold on, let's break it down. Then Bailey started getting drip out of nowhere. Even her tracksuits now. So what's his name? Ton? I'm not trying to be funny. Like I'm trying to remember his name. I think he probably created Bailey's new drip. But the thing,
on, right?
Exactly. But Sasha is still dressing the way Sasha's always. It's nothing for Sasha to find somebody like you. They're Jada and willingly right now. Like, and I don't know why they're doing it. I really don't even want to know why. And with that said, because you know who does show their husband? Jade Cargill. You know who puts on social media when her husband does
That's
nice
not
things?
her husband. That's her boyfriend.
It doesn't matter. You know who puts their husband on social media? Bianca Belair.
Rhea.
Bianca Belair posts her husband all the time in casual settings, like
Rhea.
any other woman would when they're married. What's wrong with her?
Maybe she's a private person.
They're all private people. Charlotte shows every husband. Everyone.
Do we even know if she's really getting divorced from Andrade?
Obviously. She ain't been wearing her ring. And her father sided with Andrade. Andrade got Rick in the divorce. That's the thing y'all not paying attention to. Andrade got Ric Flair in the divorce.
I fucking hate
Y'all
you.
not even paying
I
attention.
fucking hate you.
Yeah, I don't see it.
Some people get the dog. Some people get the car. She got the whole father-in-law. He got the whole father-in-law.
The whole father-in-law. Packed him up, brought him to AEW Collision, so nobody could see him there. Like he was.
Wow! Yo, you know what? Oh, sorry. This is the last report. I thought it was another one, but Robert Roode has been removed from the active roster.
Okay.
He is now officially a producer in WWE.
Good.
And this comes after he had the 2 spinal neck fusions. So basically, he is done in wrestling. And I just want to say kudos to Robert Roode on a glorious.
Robert Roode, the original LA Knight. For all of you people who want to pretend like LA Knight is original.
You know what? That's not true.
Robert
This
Roode.
man was more Triple H than he was than LA Knight.
No, he was. See, and that's the thing. No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. He was LA Knight. Robert
It
Roode
was
was
not LA Knight. James Storm was more LA Knight.
You know what it was? I understand that Robert Roode stole from Rick and Triple H. I get it, and put them together the same way LA did it with Stone Cold and The Rock, and we all ignore it and act like these aren't truths. But that's what you do in wrestling. You take Dolph Ziggler stole Shawn Michaels' whole thing, like his move, his hair, like
wrestling entertainment.
that's what wrestling does. So when I say the first LA Knight, I mean someone who took everyone else's gimmick and got over with it. Rick Rude did it first. Now LA Knight is doing it, and kudos to him. You know what I'm saying? Y'all still not telling me
Robert Roode, especially with that pick.
It doesn't matter. Nobody told me where Mercedes' husband was, so I want somebody to still figure that out for me.
Oh my gosh! All right, so first things first, I won't have to get into the weekly show highlights. All right, so first things first, what do you guys think about SmackDown?
Oh, are we being serious?
Yeah,
Nobody watched SmackDown till the Tribal Chief come home. Y'all think LA Knight is going to carry y'all show? Nobody's watching SmackDown till the Tribal Chief come home. So next Friday, when we're all watching SmackDown again, let's remember whose show it is. Let's remember, since we like to talk smack.
I thought the show was John Cena's.
That's not John. Let's stop it. John Cena admitting that he's only here because of the writer's strike has definitely stopped us from caring as much as we could have. Granted, I knew that the moment I saw him. He popped on screen. I looked at my wife and I said, well, him and The Rock have nothing else to do. And then he did the media scrum 2 weeks later and said, yeah, I'm only here until the writer's strike is over. I can't do both.
John Cena said it himself.
You came here to get a quick check and you want me to respect you for coming here to get a quick check? I can't respect that. It's not his show. It's not his show.
So, I mean, I just going through some of the highlights. This in the beginning, you know what I'm saying? We ended up getting LA Knight versus Jimmy. Later on, we had the whole tag team match with, you know, these guys. And I thought this was a sloppy ass match. I'm not gonna lie. Now, I think the most things that people were talking about from Friday was, well,
Saturday?
This shit. Well, see, here's the thing. I don't want to talk about. They do this on both shows. What are we doing? They're obviously setting up Survivor Series. You did not call anything with this. Rhea Ripley, yes, is the leader.
I called it.
No, you did not.
Yes, I did. She said the line. She said the line.
Rhea Ripley
she said, acknowledge me.
Really, Rhea Ripley is the leader of the Judgment Day. She is not the Judgment Day's tribal chief. That
the way,
is taking it too far.
This picture is missing a Brazers logo. I'm just going to sit there and say that because I know this is what everyone's thinking, but this is definitely missing a Brazers logo. I'm just going to sit there and say that loud. Okay, this is missing a Brazers logo.
What are you?
She said straight up. She said straight up, Paul, acknowledge me. Okay,
as the leader of
she is the female tribal chief. Tribal chief.
She is the leader of the Judgment Day, and do not disrespect the head of the table, bro.
She's the head of the table. She's the head of the Judgment Day table. Okay,
now, you wanted to be the head of your table. I haven't seen Sis on tonight because you being wild.
Can give me. Never mind.
You being wild. I haven't seen Sis on tonight.
She knows I love mommy. She knows I love mommy. By the way,
top faction on Raw.
So here's the thing. This segment, I already knew what was going down with this.
Sis, you
however, listen, however, she's here. She knows I love mommy. Shouts to my bae. Love you too, baby. But yes, now with this, soon as I saw that these motherfuckers apparently couldn't wrestle, I'm like, I already know what's about to happen. We reported it about weeks ago about Carlito.
The easiest thing, like a blind man could have seen this.
Dead ass. And I'm like, so this is how you guys are going to set them up? You had no other way of bringing them out? You know what? I'm not mad at it. However, at the cost of Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits, that I didn't like.
Bro, we're still talking about SmackDown? We didn't even get... What are you doing?
Oh, we're there. We had this match.
Yeah, but how you got Carlito and we're still talking about SmackDown?
This is SmackDown. This happened on SmackDown. He said he hadn't got to go.
Carlito did, and you're leading into Carlito happening, and it didn't happen yet.
Well, it's gonna happen. So this is how it ended. You know, Judgment Day came out. They shook hands, and then we have the judge. What did I call it before? The Judgment Bloodline.
Exactly.
A Bloodline Judgment Day.
Yo, Durkin, say it louder for the haters in the back. Say it louder for the WoW fans. Say it louder.
Shout out to my bro Durkin, man.
Say it louder for the WoW fans. Those are the wrestling fans.
By the way, for y'all that don't know, Durkin Lima is a profound author. Make sure you guys check out his works. All right. If you guys are into erotica and all other type of stories, you go and hit that man up and get his book.
I all know John into erotica.
You don't want to know what I'm into. All right.
I don't.
So
please don't.
Saturday came on, right? And then I had to figure out if I was going to watch Collision and but I also want to watch Fastlane. So you know what I did?
Watch
both.
Correct.
Both. Okay, there you go. That's how I handle this shit. Okay, because I'm a podcaster. So going through Collision real quick before we get into Fastlane, because Collision started at a special time at 7. I am going to say this. This was not on my fucking bingo cards.
It was on Noah's cards, actually.
Cash got taken out early on in the match. Dax fought his fucking life away from these two. However, he could not overcome what happened. And we have new tag team champions. And as I sent this to everybody, because they was just waiting on, Fastlane, I sent this to our group chat. And would you believe, I'm not going to say any names, but I'm pretty sure the fans could tell who I'm talking about. There was a certain somebody that's on this panel with us who had nerve to sit there and say that these tag team championships have lost prestige and that, they took a step down and that no makeshift tag team should be winning the tag team championships.
Yes, that's what I said because it's true.
Okay, so just keep that same energy now. Okay, keep that same fucking energy. Let's move on. Bryan Danielson and Kyle Fletcher, good match. Kingston and Commander. It's all right. Tony Storm and Kira Hogan.
And you're about to talk about it for the wrong reasons. And here's what I started earlier that I will finish right now.
Character work has been amazing.
You women.
That's where I was about to go.
No, shut it up. Shut it up. Y'all just like a slapping tit, as she says, and touching booty. That's all y'all
like. A titty slap.
That's all y'all like. At the end of the day, I want. Do we have any females still on tonight? I know Ginger was on earlier. Is there any females still on tonight? It is
we all talked about it in another chat too. Baby.
I find, and it will make this a topic one week. I find the females of wrestling to be hypocritical. We did all of this talking about respecting the wrestling of a female, and then, like I said, and then just to turn around, Tony Storm, who didn't want to be sexual in NXT. Just to turn around and over-sexualize yourself. You know who the only person who hasn't done it? And I used to talk bad about her. But you know what, Athena? Kudos to you. Because maybe you are trying to do it.
But you know that Athena is the longest reigning Ring of Honor Women's Champion, and they don't even talk.
Do you know Athena is the least sexual pushing female in wrestling?
She is. And she is very beautiful.
I mean, in the beholder, bro. Beauty's it's in the eye. It's in the eye.
You're rude. You're being rude. Anyway.
So shout out to Athena for not over-sexualizing herself. For being
I don't care about the sexualizing going on. What I do want to say is that Tony Storm's character work is fucking amazing.
Shout out to Tony Storm.
Amazing.
It's like the grabbing Kira's butt. And I know you did. I know you got the picture. I feel like the picture is here.
I don't have the picture of her grabbing her butt.
Oh, you won't do it because Jenna.
I don't have the picture of her biting the ass either.
It's crazy.
Okay. I tried to cut down the pictures because we need to talk about this. By the way, I was going to bring this up. This man looks fucking fire with this fucking belt. Pause.
First of all, he's definitely not going to win it, but I must say that their entrance is one of the best entrances in wrestling history.
Yes. Yes.
But it's not. It's because of the guns. Let's be very clear about that. Yes, the Bang Bang Gang is doing it together now, but shout out to the guns. Ever since that many man entrance for popping that entrance, they popped it.
Mm-hmm. So the only other thing is that we heard from Adam. He spoke back, and then Christian basically saying Luchasaurus and Nick Wayne down to beat up Edge. Darby came in. They both got fucked up. And it's crazy when I think about it. Darby has been involved with pretty much every single fucking big star that has signed to AEW. Think about it. Name one person that he has not basically had an encounter with that basically was a big signing. Can you?
You can't.
Darby is that guy.
Darby's he's the tied for the workhorse. He's like the Iron Man in the Royal Rumble with Orange Cassidy. They both do a lot of work. Like they both work every show. Like they do a lot of work.
So let's go through Fastlane. And before we even started Fastlane, we had the pre-show, which didn't have no matches on it. But we had the pre-show. And then the pre-show, we got this. Jade showed up. And apparently she's going to keep doing this weird ass, thing where they're going to just have her pop up.
She does it and it goes viral every time.
You know what I'm saying? They're like, oh my God, she's going to be there. Da, da, da. And then she's not on the show. But, let's just get into Fastlane. So the first match, I just skipped right past it. But the first match was Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes versus Judgment Day.
Let's be very clear. That match was fire.
This match was fire. However, should a makeshift tag team win the titles?
No.
Dark Kent?
No, they should.
Should Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso won the titles, Dark Kent?
Yes.
You're a hypocrite! You're a hypocrite!
Hold on. Let me go back to my text real fast.
Go back to your text. Because you swore up and down that a makeshift tag team should not be winning the championship. Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes got put as a tag team that night. That night. So please, how did a makeshift tag team win the championship and you're okay with that, but when it happens in another company, you want to bitch and complain? Please, let me know. Let me know
that Cody and Jay are not winning tonight. One,
you said there wasn't.
I said they weren't because I believe that they shouldn't have, right? They should have lost to a more established tag team. I think Cody has bigger fish to fry. I don't understand why they did the title change, but I'm hoping it leads to really good booking. But I was against Cody and Jay winning the titles. Like, it's over now. It's cool to me now, but like at the time, I'm not for it.
So that's cool to you, but when it comes to Ricky Starks and Big Bill, you got a problem with it?
Yes, I have a problem with that. I have a problem with Cody and Jay winning too. That's the problem. I have a problem with both of them.
No, you didn't. You was jumping up and enjoying your text message. You didn't say nothing about like they didn't deserve it. They shouldn't have won it. You was like, Cody out here grabbing belts.
Why use that voice?
Because technically, the way I look at it, right? The way I look at it is that Cody came back to win championship.
Wait, hold on. I texted.
The story's complete.
I don't like the title switch.
The story is complete. I just want to sit there and say he said that he wanted a title. He wanted to win the title that his daddy never won. He did that. He did that. The story is complete. I don't want to hear no more talk about completing the story. The story is complete. He won the title. He won the title that his daddy never won. Please look it up and let me know if Dusty Rhodes ever won the WWE Unified Championship, the Tag Team Championship.
Can I tell you why Ja is enjoying his WoW moment right now? For those who don't know what WoW means, it means weirdo wrestling fans, and y'all made Ja almost halfway go viral when he made that comment, and now he will not let it go. Y'all jumped on Ja. Ja had I didn't speak to him about it, but I knew he had a moment when y'all was like, yeah, because everybody who is our skin tone is a Cody Rhodes hater. So y'all all jumped on Ja's thing. But he completed his story. Yeah, Ja. I was like, oh, he had his moment. He's having his moment right now. When all of you haters know that the story has nothing to do with no ugly tag team title.
The story has to do with him winning the title that his daddy never won.
And he specified what title that was.
He didn't specify that title. He never said it.
No, he didn't. He obviously
wanted to win the title that his daddy never won. His daddy never won the title. Game over.
I want you to enjoy your moment because you don't like the Wows, the Wow fans, but they had your back that day, boy.
It's crazy.
They had your back.
It was crazy. Yeah. I just know what I was talking about.
No, you just you catered to the Wows. You catered to the widows. And that's that's cool. And that's cool. Because at this point we have to understand that not liking Cody Rhodes is such a passe thing. It's so passe at this point. Like, he's not going anywhere. It's so to do it in a trolling way, you just had all the rest of the trolls jump.
He won the title. That's all I know.
What's there not to like about Cody Rhodes?
He won the title.
There's a lot not to like. That's neither here nor there.
So the next match we had was the Hurt Street Profits business, the street business. I don't know what the fuck to even call them right now. Versus LWO with a missing member who ended up being Carlito that we all talked about.
I don't understand LWO going over in this match.
I don't either. I really don't. To me, technically, what you should have did, which would have been the smart thing to do, is have the match, have Santo Escobar turn on Ray. Because we all know that he's going to turn on Ray. Why not have him turn on Ray in the middle of this fucking match? Let the street business profits or whatever they're going to be called do what they need to do separately. They don't need to be involved with LWO because they lost this match and they didn't push nobody. I know people keep talking about the AEW not having storylines or whatever, but what the fuck was the storyline with these guys?
Just for argument's sake, I'm going to call them street business, right? Street business should not be losing matches, right? We have to build them up as a real deal faction, as a real threat to everyone. Have them go over, beat the shit out of the LWO, and then have Carlito make the save. Boom! Street business gets their win. Carlito still comes out, makes a save. Now everyone's still getting over. Why are we having this group?
Carlito could have made the save after Escobar turned on Ray.
Like,
that would have made no sense to me.
Why are we having this new group that we're trying to get over lose matches? We can't be losing right now, you know? Like, I think Street Profits and Lashley could be a legit group. They could be like the Black Evolution. But we got to get some wins. We got to get some ground going with them as a faction, as a group.
By the way, this came out, and I'm just like, old friends meet again, and I'm like, this man had this man stabbed in a nightclub. If you know, you know. He literally, Carlito tried to Paul Pierce this man. All right, that's all I'm going to sit there and say. We had the triple threat between Asuka, Io, and Charlotte, and with the help of Bayley, Io won.
That match was cool.
I'm not complaining about it. I definitely loved it.
No, let me hear you think about Charlotte. Go ahead. Charlotte's bad. Oh, he left. Good. Continue.
Yeah, good. Next we had Jimmy and Solo versus John Cena and LA Knight. I didn't really care for this match. I mean, it was okay, but
here's the thing, right? If Cody Rhodes is being groomed as one of these faces of the company, and LA Knight is kind of on the other side, unfortunately, being like also groomed as the new John Cena because Austin Theory couldn't carry his own weight. Yep. They're boring. Those prototypes are always boring to me. The Hulk Hogan's, those prototypes, like Steve Austin made it cool. I'm not gonna lie. While The Rock had charisma, there were times where he was boring for me. Like, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. So, yeah, that's just how I feel about John Cena and LA Knight together. Oh my gosh, like, ooh, that's snap time. Snap time.
And then, of course, the last match was with Shinsuke versus Seth. And Seth won that match, and people were pissed, apparently. A lot of people are saying that Shinsuke should have won. It's Shinsuke's time, yada, yada. However, my whole thing is, why did they really have this match go on how it did and not have a fucking cash-in from Damian or Finn Balor?
This match would have been 5 out of 5, but it's a 4 out of 5 because of all the dumb props that they used during this match.
Yeah, I'm not going to show the fucking picture, but these motherfuckers had an airbed.
They did have an airbed.
No, but everything was so safe when it hit. It was like you
those
made
fucking
it
nunchucks.
Yeah, like, so with that said, a match that would have been 5 stars, and I understand safety is important. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I want my wrestlers to be killing themselves, but it just took away from what was a great match between two great wrestlers.
Very much so. So with that being said,
real quick, it was Shinsuke's time.
Get over it. Anyway, so
he should have won the title.
You'll be okay. So anyway, basically rating Fastlane 1 to 10. What do you guys give it?
6.
I was going to go 5.5.
I was going to go basically a 6, 6.5. I mean, I'm not going to say it was bad, but it was.
So we settled at a 6, 6.5, 5.5, 6. It's a 6.
There was only one change, really, and it was,
which is average, and I'm not mad at average. I'm really not mad at a normal show. I can't get mad at that. I get mad at bad shows.
It's kind of like Reese. I see what Reese said. He says if you're gonna have protection, disguise it better.
Oh yeah.
So then we get to Raw. Now this is something that I do want to talk about, and of course, I don't have the picture because I'm not gonna go through it. But Bully Ray completely ripped Seth Rollins a new one. So remember how he had that whole match? He got their ass beat and all sorts of shit. Correct? He showed up next day like nothing happened.
Dude, in wrestling, I hate that so much. Like, if you wrestle a last man standing on Saturday, why are you on Raw on Monday like nothing happened? Like, come on, man. Make me believe it. Make it make sense.
Listen, it was completely stupid to me. It did not make any fucking sense. But
he should
then
not
on
have
top
been
of
able
that-
to put those shoes on. He should have been
Thank
so
you.
hurt. He couldn't even walk in those platforms.
And then on top of that, now you're giving him Drew McIntyre at Crown Jewel.
You have the audacity to stand there in Becky's jacket while he's wearing Becky's skirt and have a conversation about Crown Jewel.
So they also had a match between Nia and Raquel that got completely distracted and disqualified or whatever. And then we ended up having this confrontation.
Listen, the bad part is this. Jade Cargill has made this all a moot point. Whatever story they're trying to build with Shayna, Rhea, Nia, Raquel is a moot point until Jade Cargill shows up and shows us what she's going to do. Nobody cares.
That's an absolute fact. No one gives
No
a
one
shit
cares.
about what any of these women are doing until Jade Cargill decides where she's going or where they put her.
And I loved Shayna Baszler. Yeah, did they mess her up? Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Can she get it back? I hope so. But not while we sitting here waiting for Jade to come in there.
We also had this little confrontation where Rhea told him that he better win because JD had to go against Drew McIntyre. It wasn't a bad match, but he got fucked up. And Damian had already choked the shit out of this man. Once the match was over,
JD, aka Anakin Skywalker to Finn Balor's Darth Vader. I mean,
you're fucked up.
The Apprentice. He is a great wrestler. Drew McIntyre, by the way, as a face, is just as boring as John Cena and the rest of them.
Mm-hmm.
As a heel, he's a little more entertaining, just a tad. Like Drew,
so basically, after that, we ended up having Rhea say she has an idea. Now we go on, and I was happy about this. I literally texted him. I texted everybody. I was like, "Well, now look at that."
he didn't text it like he was happy. Don't believe the hype.
Now all of a sudden, now this came out after we found out that Triple H is apparently now complete head of WWE Creative now. Now all of a sudden we got Xia Li showing up in backstage segments, right? Okay. Then we got the match between Tegan Nox and Becky Lynch. Good match. Good match. A little quick, but good match.
Short. No, it's not a good match when it's that short. Women's wrestling is turning back into a joke. And one of these girls need to step up and figure it out. You know who's another one? I gave Athena credit, but I will do this too. I will give Becky Lynch credit. Becky Lynch don't be out here showing all her skin to get over. Salute to her. Tegan Nox wasn't showing all her skin to get over. That's why that match didn't get enough time. But we got Raquel Gonzalez out here. Raquel Gonzalez Rodriguez Consuela out here with her back out, and she get 4 whole minutes more than a Becky Lynch and a Tegan Nox. That's disrespectful, and I don't like it.
But there was only 2 women's matches, if I'm not mistaken. But you know, everyone's saying like, oh well, hey, the women were represented, and I'm like, I counted more women in backstage segments than anything. I'm like, let's see, Xia Li and Becky Lynch, the actual match. Shayna Baszler interrupting with Rhea Ripley after they interrupted the whole fucking match, and then we had this. Where next week we're gonna have Kaden Carter versus Chelsea Green.
No, this is important though. They are displaying the women they have on the roster. So when Jade comes back and starts picking them off, bing, 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 bing. By the way, do y'all see what Natalya looks like? Looking like her sister out here, looking like she ain't got a husband. She a whole nother one out here acting like she ain't got a husband.
She don't have a husband. Who's her husband?
Natalya's married to
Tyson Kidd.
You can't remember his name exactly. Who's her husband?
Tyson Kidd.
Yeah, Tyson Kidd is her husband.
Who?
And she out here like who? She out here like an owl.
Dude, Tyson Kidd's a great wrestler.
So we also had this where Michael Cole kind of brought up the question that I asked, like, so is the story complete? I just want to know. Like, I just gotta ask. I'm not the only one. But then we had Sami Zayn come out with the wrong music. They start arguing.
Is that foreshadowing for a heel turn?
No, apparently they actually played the wrong music. Their production company actually admitted that they played the fucking wrong music.
Shout out to Kevin Owens out here getting in Kevin Steen shape. Shout out to him. I see you. He's about to have a big 2024. I could feel it. like because he never got a chance to finish his story when Triple H put him in that position the first time. I want Kevin Owens holding that title at some point in 2024.
I want Kevin Owens to be Cody's first challenger for the
tag team titles because he's not winning the world title. So anyway, unless he's being Seth Rollins. Anyway, so this happened. It was Otis and Shinsuke and Jonah, which I'm still going to keep calling him.
Ricochet is the male Bailey, and he just loses.
Yeah, and then apparently he had a complaint with Adam Pearce. But if you look in the back of them, Rhea was talking to Drew McIntyre. Now, I kind of remember I said what you guys think about Drew McIntyre being in Judgment Day. I'm just saying. He could be the one that could replace Damian Priest, if anything. I'm just saying, though.
Nah. Yes,
right. But we did get the match between those two, and of course, they did the Cody or the 1D or the J Cutter. I don't know what the fuck
Cody.
The Cody. All right, well, they did the Cody.
Anyway, banging match. Let's just get to this Tuesday night thing so we could go home because I am over it.
Tuesday Night War, where everybody was basically tweeting. Well, not everybody, but there was a whole bunch of tweets from Tony Khan that I'm not going to post, and they started having a whole big dick swinging contest. You know what I'm saying? So,
by the way, I want to say this too. Y'all ain't go to Monday Night Raw us and leave our show before it's over to go watch the NFL. We ain't got time for that. Y'all already watch us the same time.
They're on a 2-minute warning anyway. They can relax.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all already watch us the same time y'all watch Impact or Ring of Honor. Like, go ahead and do that with football too. Share that.
Exactly.
Forget football right
now. So this was what they said. First 30 minutes free. AEW said first 30 minutes free. Plus, they also had a 10-minute overlay. And on top of that, they had a buy-in on YouTube. So great. And everyone's complaining about, well, I can't watch it. I want to watch this. No, I'm going to watch that. I don't feel like flipping my channels. Oh, this is going to take me back to my old Monday Night Raw and the wartime. And I'm going to be able to switch channels. And oh, my God. Me, on the other hand, like I did before, I watch both. I watch both because I stream. I'm not part of your ratings war. Okay?
So, and honestly, I think Tuesday brought me back to a time like the late 90s when we were going back and forth between channels, right? And we were like enjoying two companies putting on good shows. I don't care about ratings or anything like that. Both shows were pretty damn good. They had good matches.
It's not a war for me. I'm gonna watch.
I enjoyed the fuck out of it.
Whatever I want to watch. I'm gonna watch who interests me at that time. So if MJF is on the screen over on AEW, I'm over there. If Carmelo's on the screen, on NXT because I'm a fan, I'm over there. It depends on who you're a fan of. So, like, of course, it takes us back to that time period. It's just the whole toxicity of it that doesn't need to exist. So I will say this: both sides did the most. Point blank. Period. Having a buy-in before a weekly television show is the most. Calling The Undertaker and 6 legends to show up on NXT when you could have just let them rock to build your NXT roster.
Thank you.
Was the most because
that was going to be my point.
Because NXT, honestly, at this time is the best WWE show, but they didn't make it seem like it was because of the amount they felt like they had to do to present it, and that's an insult because that NXT roster is currently out wrestling the main roster.
There was a tweet that went out, and this was basically from WWE. There was someone said that a WWE source close to NXT this morning said that tonight will be a very clear example of how and why WWE is WWE and why AEW has a long way to go. And someone responded saying, bringing back old timers to squash young talent and send them a message that the company don't believe in them to pop a decent rating and very WWE. Yeah, very WWE indeed. It's very WWE indeed. So let's just go through this. So we start off with both at the same time. We have Cody Rhodes coming out, making his announcement. And then we have Bryan Danielson versus Swerve. Now, I was more tuned into this. You know what I'm saying? I actually got to say that I enjoyed AEW a little bit more than NXT. I'm not an NXT fan anymore. And I can admit that. The one thing I fucking completely hated is that I'm watching this shit and I'm getting like a fire-ass match but then I turn to NXT and I'm getting a fucking telenovela
Exactly.
for like 20 fucking minutes.
So my feeling is that AEW had better matches, but WWE had more star power.
AEW leaned into the wrestling, which is what
Yes.
I wish WWE did. I understand WWE leaned into the entertainment, not even the star. They leaned into the entertainment side of wrestling. That's what WWE though tends to do, y'all. It's wrestling entertainment. It's world wrestling entertainment. That's what they do. They lead towards entertainment. So they brought in the stars for the draw. It was purely that. I wish, because this is what they could have done. They could have competed wrestling wise. They have good wrestlers on NXT. It's really ridiculous to not showcase. Like, they have great wrestlers on NXT. I promise y'all. Like, so to not let them wrestle was just an insult to that roster. Still
Having Cody come out and then Ilja come out. Apparently it was his birthday, so shout out to him, as well as Tony Khan's birthday. And then when Cody came out, he originally said to us that, you know, we have the women's breakout tournament, and then apparently we're also going to get a men's breakout tournament, and then we're going to also get the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic again. Okay, so that led into Dominic Mysterio coming out. And now we have the match booked as Dominic Mysterio versus Ilja, you know, Dragunov. Next, we then ended up getting, finally, Asuka versus Roxanne Perez. And the crazy thing about it is that they said they wasn't going to go to commercial, and they went to commercial early on this one. Now, AEW, on the other hand, went further than 30-minute commercial free. They went about 45, 47 minutes in without having a commercial. But this match right here was okay. Asuka won, obviously. She's not going to lose her fucking streak. The streak still continues.
Which is great that they
this was possibly the best match of the night on NXT.
Very much so. Now, going on to AEW, we ended up ending Bryan and Swerve. Good match. Fire fucking banger match, to tell you the truth. To Powerhouse Hobbs versus Jericho.
And Powerhouse destroyed Jericho 3-0.
I loved it.
Loved it. Great.
I fucking loved it.
Like, put Hobbs over against the legend that strongly. There's big things for Hobbs. That's great.
Sent that man to the hospital. Sent him to the hospital. And by the way, while they finally went to fucking picture-in-picture, there was something that was going on in the picture-in-picture. Tony fucking Storm with the silent film while they're having the picture-in-picture and they're having music going on and she's dancing at the same fucking time that the music. Bro, perfect. Perfect. Fucking perfect. Loved it. Loved it.
Great.
Tony Storm's character work is excellent.
Excellent.
Over on NXT, we had the pub fight between Gallus and Pete Dunne and the boys, pretending to be the Brawling Brutes. Even it came out like Sheamus was with them. It was kind of weird to me.
I don't understand why we won't get rid of Ridge Holland.
Can we get Pete Dunne a solo run, please?
I don't understand why we won't get rid of Ridge Holland. Ridge Holland will never be over.
Ever.
Well, I repeat, Ridge Holland will never, ever be over.
So after that, we ended up getting the match that everyone talked about, which was Rey Fenix versus John. Oops, sorry, that didn't happen. We heard about it in the fucking pre-show or the buy-in or whatever, that Moxley was not cleared. So we had to get Orange Cassidy in there. And Orange Cassidy won the title. Congratulations to Orange Cassidy.
Congratulations.
Meanwhile, over on NXT, we had John Cena come out, do the whole usual, talk. We are NXT. We may be Raw, we may be SmackDown, but we also are NXT. Braun Breaker came out. He pushed John, tried to basically beat him up. Didn't happen. John put him up for AA. He escaped. That was it. Very fucking weird. Next, we had over on AEW, Jay White versus Hangman Adam Page. Now, for those who don't know, Hangman Adam Page has never beat Jay White. He has never beat him. Ever. This man is now 4-0 against Hangman Adam Page.
It's going to tell for a good story once one of them has a championship again.
Granted. And while that was going on, we had the whole thing with D'Angelo and Lorenzo coming out with Cody, and apparently they're going to have a bada bing, bada boom battle royal next week. I'm not going to get into this shit. But we also ended up getting into Dragunov and Dominic with LA Knight.
Good match.
LA Knight as the special guest referee. Good match. Ilja won, of course, like we all knew. Baron Corbin was coming out. He got stopped, and Dijak went and attacked him. I didn't get it, but okay. No.
It was what it was.
I didn't get it, but then we had the whole segment, after Jay White won, because let's just be honest here. When Jay White and them came out, I thought this was a fire ass entrance still, with the fucking bikes and card blade and him holding the title, bro. This man is over. This man is fucking over. Just like let it build. We had the whole segment that we talked about earlier, which I'm not going to repeat.
I think he's still getting over. I want to say that he's over for non-casual wrestling fans.
Granted,
he's not over for casuals yet.
What else happened over in NXT? I believe that's when we had the whole situation between Chase U segment. And then they went into the what was it? The Lexus King video. Yeah. Right? We already talked about Lexus King, which I thought was just him looking very fucking weird. Yes, the you call him the drippy one if you want to. Yeah. We also had the match between Hikaru Shida and Saraya going on in AEW. I'm not even going to talk about the squash match with Wardlow. We had Hikaru Shida and Saraya.
It wasn't time for Saraya to lose the title. I thought she had more of a run.
She should have never won the title. She was never in shape or has been at the level she was at before the injury. I hate to say it, ever since she's been back. None of her wrestling is good. She can no longer wrestle. She is more steps slower than CM Punk was when he came back, and he was slow to me. She is not good in the ring. She's barely a good promo anymore. I want her to go and be a better wife than Sasha Banks to her man.
Ooh, wow.
I like the CM Punk jab real quick, but obviously they had to put the title on her in England, right? But at the same time, I think she's a great character, and she could have helped the belt.
If you can't go in the ring, you can't hold the title.
A lot of people who can't go in the ring hold titles because they're a good character.
Bro, Sarai is not that good to carry a belt while being a bad wrestler like Jade. She's not. She's just too slow now. The way she used to wrestle, she can't wrestle like that any longer.
Speaking of breakouts, we had the women's breakout tournament, and Lola Vice beat Danny Palmer. I still don't know half of these people other than Jada Parker and Jakara Jackson and Ariana Grace.
I'm frozen. How did this happen?
I don't know, but I want Jada Parker to win. Shout out to Jada Parker for obvious reasons.
I've heard of Kalani Jordan before.
I don't give a fuck. Shout out to Jada Parker.
Cool.
Jada Parker. By the way, we also saw this little Easter egg. The Rock's daughter possibly might be joining the bloodline. So she's leaving one cult to join another cult.
She's not doing shit. So
they're just gonna drag that into whatever happens when the Rock. Because by the way, the writer strike is still going on, so you will see the Rock again. Do not mistake it. You will see him again. So whenever the Rock decides to beef with Roman, they'll probably use his daughter as incentive, which would be dope.
I actually heard of a few days ago that the writer strike's actually over.
It's not.
No, the writer strike is not over together.
Not over. Every time you hear that, mostly, bro, it's a rumor. You'll know it's true when it's a wild blast of it. It's not over.
Exactly. So last things but not least, we ended up finally having Adam Copeland and Luchasaurus battle it out after fucking Christian's long ass fucking promo where he actually said some shit. He made a fucking shot at Judgment Day. I'm not going to say his shot. You guys remember it? If you don't, go look it up. At the same time, that's when we had Mello come out with John Cena and Braun Breaker come out with Paul Heyman. Now, NXT match already ended. Adam Copeland's match is still going on. How do you fucking take fucking viewers away from that? Do you know the answer?
You bring out the Undertaker.
And said that, you know, I've been watching you for a while, and you know, just remember when you think you're the big dog, someone's always out there to take you out, you know, and yeah. That was it. Meanwhile, Edge had a great match. They got jumped by Luchasaurus.
Edge had a cool match.
It wasn't great. It was okay.
Edge had a cool match.
He had a good match. Versus Bryan Danielson and sorry, not Bryan Danielson. Basically versus, you know, Luchasaurus and Nick Wayne, and them came out, tried to jump him. BCC came out with Bryan Danielson, and then Hangman had came out for some reason, and fucking Swerve came out and basically got his get back. You know, saying for causing him that match, which I am still upset because I'm thinking that Swerve should have won. But however, if you're going to have him cook against the whole fucking Hangman match, just let it cook. Just don't let him fucking lose.
Luchasaurus being the Inquisitor to Christian's Sith Lord is really corny, considering he's always playing second fiddle to somebody.
I like how they did it though. They did the whole fucking bait and switch, like, you know, like, no, Christian hit you. So I digress. Now
always be a sidekick.
You guys want to know the reveal after all of this? WWE did 920,000 and AEW did 608. What you want to know what's great? 1.5 million people watch wrestling on a Tuesday. This is us.
I just also want to say that number is much larger because we are not accounting streaming.
Yes.
Which is why there is a writer strike, because they have not figured out how to count streaming appropriately.
Okay. And I'm someone, as I showed you guys, we're streaming. So that's what I said. This was us. Now, here's the fucking thing that I did want to point out.
It wasn't us. You weren't included in that number.
Right.
I watched it.
You did, but that you weren't in that number.
One last find a way to get yourself unfrozen. Then you can talk to me. Anyway, the one thing I did want to point out was this: AEW was trending, NXT was trending. Now, this I know people are looking at it. Oh, AEW is number one. No, AEW and NXT was switching numbers. At one point, NXT was trending more than AEW. There was one point that AEW was trending more than NXT. But either way, wrestling had the number one and number two spots trending in the world over the BET Hip Hop Awards, the fucking baseball playoffs.
The BET Hip Hop Awards was trash.
I don't care. It was trending over that. They was trending over the fucking baseball playoffs. They was trending over Dancing with the Stars. They were trending over fucking NHL starting.
BET's trash. But
okay. They basically were trending over everything. They was trending over the shit that you guys were complaining about with the whole fucking thing with Hamas and Palestine and Israel and yada yada. They was trending over that.
No one's complaining about that.
Okay.
What I will say is that I'm glad that wrestling fans came out in droves to watch wrestling. What I also will say is that, in my opinion, I think AEW had better matches and WWE had more star power. And that's why the ratings were the way they were.
I mean, think about. Let me break it down to you, because I have the whole breakdown of the fucking ratings in the quarters and all that weird shit that, you know, people like talking about for some reason. I guess he got timed out. He'll be back. Who knows? But basically, you had about 900 and something thousand, I guess, watching Dynamite at one point. Then more people were watching fucking NXT. Then it switched, and then it went up and then down, and then up and then down, and up and then down. It was just very, very fucking weird. Like I get, what the hell? I added you back. Stop. Okay, you add yourself. All right, because like I'm not gonna keep adding you, and you keep taking yourself off.
This is not.
That was funny.
I don't know what the last thing you said was, but I like this comment, and this is this should be the summation.
This is not a war. This is literally something that we as fucking wrestling fans should be proud of. We were trending over everything. Okay? Now, like I said, I didn't basically watch it through your cable providers. I'm not part of your Nielsen fucking TV systems. Okay? I'm not. I'm a streamer. Okay? And for someone who streams and for the other people that stream to watch this, shout out to y'all as well. We're not part of your whole ratings war. Our numbers don't fucking count. So your numbers should not fucking count, which means that the ratings should not fucking matter because they don't. The ratings don't fucking matter, people. These matters to people that are actually invested in these companies. You guys have not a cent in these companies. You have no ties to Tony Khan. You guys have no money in TKO Group. Do what you do best and just be fans. Just enjoy this, because it's going to come to a time where wrestling's not going to be here anymore. We almost had that. We literally almost had that. And from going from where we was to where we are now, it is a great time to be a wrestling fan. The wrestling fans just need to stop the tribalism and just enjoy what we're getting. I love what we went through on Tuesday. I didn't have to fucking switch. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have to switch anything. I was able to watch both at the same time, enjoying it. You know what I'm saying? And this is what I mean when I say fuck tribalism.
Except for the tribal chief, who will be back shortly.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why my name is John Montana. Can give a fuck about your ratings.
Josh, that's what you were saying. On Tuesday, we were able to watch two great shows, right? As wrestling fans. Doesn't matter if you're an AEW fan or a WWE fan or an NXT. It doesn't matter where your allegiance lies. It was great wrestling, no matter what.
Very much so. So without further ado, we are going to get to our final thoughts here. Just switch this music in. All-Star, let's get your final thoughts.
My final thought has been the same for the past 3 weeks. Y'all know what it is. Free Jack Perry.
By the way, for those who don't know, Jack Perry is apparently off of his indefinite suspension. They just are afraid to bring him back. They haven't came up with something yet for him. I think that he's behind the devil mask.
Free Jack Perry. Jack Perry should be behind the devil mask. Jack Perry been in jail longer than Dominic.
Wow.
Bad boy Jack Perry. Now he's really his daddy. He already bagged him a Kelly. Bad boy Jack Perry did more hard time than Dominic Mysterio. When are we gonna free Jack Perry? And if he's behind the devil mask, which he should be, that
would be fire.
That means he's about to be over, and I ain't gotta hear none of y'all talk about nothing. Let it be Jack Perry behind that devil mask, like we all want. This is what we want. All you Jack Perry haters, especially Dark Kent. All you.
Hold on. Jared All-Star, who was against the devil and anything, right? Like, MJF should call himself the devil because I'm a hardcore Christian, but now you want your favorite wrestler to wear a devil mask? What are you talking about, man?
I want my favorite wrestler to swerve the industry. He's wearing MJF's mask on purpose. It's not his devil's mask. I want him to swerve the industry and to become the top. Well, he'll be the second biggest heel because Don Callis owns that.
All-Star.
AEW.
Do you know
what's your final thoughts, Dark Kent?
My final thought.
I wasn't done.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Free Jack Perry. Give him the Triple B is going to be his before this year is over. I want an apology from everyone who talks smack about Jack Perry. I want all of that. I want every single one of those things. And when y'all out here ordering signed leather jackets, remember when y'all used to hate on Jack Perry and his daddy's jacket.
Hold on one quick second. So
No, what is your final thought so we can get out of here?
Honestly, I gotta talk about it real quick. My thought is someone quoting saying, I can't mess with MJF because he calls himself the devil. Now he wants his favorite wrestler to wear a devil mask. Are we not being hypocritical right now?
We're not, because the mask.
That's the man that was cheering for Cody and Jey Uso after saying that makeshift tag teams should have won the fucking titles. Shut the fuck up.
We're not being hypocritical right now.
Give your final thoughts.
Give your final thoughts, bro, because you trying to come at me for an official take here makes no sense. Jungle Boy Jack Perry is using the mask as a swerve. He has not called himself a devil worshiper. He is not pushing himself as the devil. It is a swerve, and it's going to get him over. Bigger, he's going to be more over than Cody Rhodes soon as it's revealed.
You want the guy to wear a devil
Final
mask.
thoughts.
Final thoughts. We're getting
You want
closer.
to taste?
He's just mad he has better hair than him. You'll never have hair like Jack Perry.
I'll never have hair, period. So
You won't have hair
we're
like
getting
mine
closer
either.
and closer to April when Cody Rhodes takes wrestling over. I was on Facebook looking.
You're a WoW fan. You're a WoW fan, bro.
I was on Facebook looking at pictures of All Star winning his award, and it caught me in my field.
Now he's trying to suck up on you. Like this is
Now we're being real. I'll take the glasses off. Wait, look, he's right.
He's one of my best friends, one of the best artists I've ever heard. He deserves everything coming to him. He is being hypocritical, but that's fine. We'll see all you guys next week. Same time, same channel. Jack Perry still won't be over, but we will be over on the Wolfpack Wrestling Podcast.
Yeah, we'll be over, all right. We'll be done. You'll be fired.
Free Jack Perry, and
my final thoughts. In honor of my bro Jamie, fuck Dark Kent, fuck All Star, and fuck your ratings. Okay, fuck your ratings conversations. Fuck your fucking tiny dick swinging contests that you guys are having over fucking companies that you have no fucking investments in. Fuck you. Fuck you guys, and fuck the people that can't just enjoy fucking wrestling.
Listen, because he said it, I'm gonna say it. Y'all holla at us. We give y'all our gamer tags all the time. Jamie's still on my PlayStation, so it freaks me out sometimes when I see his little icon, and like when I'm playing game that he played or we used to talk about. Like it's really like that. So holla at me if y'all trying to get whooped in anything. I'm a gamer. I don't lose. I don't want to hear nothing about nothing. That's it. I don't want to hear nothing from nobody on the show. None of y'all said nothing to me about no game. I was playing.
Nobody added me on fucking PlayStation yet, so.
Dark Cat 11 on Madden and 2K.
Yeah, I added you. You ain't at me, so.
Because you ain't playing Madden or 2K, bro. I'll smash you.
No, the fuck you won't.
I guarantee I will.
You can't even smash yourself. Why don't you go smash some fucking hair on your fucking head? So on that note, we'll see you guys next week. All right, same time, same place, same channel. It's your boy Jacquez, Jared All-Star,
won't
and
let
Dark
him
Kent.
out.
Peace and love.
They won't
Peace
let
and love,
him
guys.
out. Locked up, let him out. They won't let him out. He's locked up, let him out. Ooh, Jack Perry.
Good night, y'all.